There's a moment in dance where everything hits. And if you're a brand new dancer, I want to tell you all about what to look for. It's the dance trifecta. And in this episode, you're about to hear all about it. Hello, my beautiful, gorgeous dance baby, and welcome to another episode of More Than Dance. Today, I am sitting here getting so excited to talk to you about the dance trifecta. And you might be wondering, well, what is that? I only know about a trifecta in terms of appetizers. And today, I'm going to teach you about the dance trifecta and how it matters so much to you and how it is going to become one of the things that just makes so much sense when you're on the dance floor. So let's talk about it by defining it first. So the first part about the trifecta is, what does it mean? Well, it means that in these three categories that I'm about to tell you about, it means they're all hitting at the same exact time in a very good way, contributing to you having a really successful, amazing night at the studio or wherever you dance. And oftentimes, we already defined this before in the past that we can beat ourselves up about not getting the choreography correctly, not looking the way we want to in certain outfits, and getting on our memory, getting in our head, not feeling comfortable. There's a list of things that we get to think about. And we know we can always work on that to become better mentally on the dance floor when we're learning. So these three categories, when they are on, the whole night is on and it feels like the best experience ever. The categories are as follows: the outfit, the choreo, and the song. So what this means is if you had a dance trifecta night, it would mean that you absolutely loved the song, you loved the choreo, and you retained the choreo, and you wore an outfit that you feel really happy about, you don't feel uncomfortable with, you're not moving it around, pinching it, adjusting it, feeling like you're gonna fall out, or just looking back in the mirror thinking why did you wear this? So the reason why this came about and the reason why I even know about this is because for me, I'm a little different than I think my students. Every night at dance is a good night. Anytime I'm dancing, I love dance. And I think because I started it so young, I never really would second guess that. If I was challenged with choreography, I'd just be okay, I was challenged with choreo. Actually, I could add in a fourth, then it won't be the trifecta, but I could add in a fourth, and that would be a chordafecta. A chordafecta, and that is that your physical body feels good. And that's, I guess, where I would relate the most to. My physical body being oh, I'm not in pain, and now I'm dancing. So why I learned this is because my students would tell me oh, this was hitting, this was hitting, this was hitting. And we were joking one day and I was oh, a trifecta. And then it just stuck. And it's been sticking now for, I guess, 3 years where we've talked about the dance trifecta, where people will actually share it to me in circle time and they'll be tonight was the dance trifecta for me, or I had the dance trifecta tonight. And I absolutely love hearing that. And why this is important for you to know is because you can have it too. And it could be that you are so far in your beginner dancer journey right now that you haven't hit it yet. So it's sometimes it takes knowing that it exists to know that you can look forward to it. And I'm telling you now, you get to look forward to this magical moment where the dance trifecta or quadfecta what would it be if it was quadfecta? A quadfecta. I like quadfecta because it sounds Italian, but I do realize I don't think that's a real word. Sigh. So when you know that something exists, you have something to attain to. It's very similar when we were talking back in episode 2 about comparison and obsession, and how comparison is not the thief of joy, obsession is. And my whole thesis argument with that was basically that comparison is a great thing, but because it helps you understand where to align your goals. And we don't know to align our goals with something unless we know. It's the same podcast that I told you about how if I knew I could ask to go to a Britney Spears concert, I would have. All I knew to ask for was the CD. And in this case, it might be that you don't know that one of those nights, all of those things are going to click. And so therefore, you might not be searching for it or knowing that it can happen for you. I'm here to tell you that it can. So let's talk about the outfit at first. Okay, so there's so many times where we change in the middle of class. like I'll do it too. I notice my students doing it. It's kind of like you want to try out an outfit and you want to see if it's working for you. And then maybe like Ruby, AKA Right Booby, falls out and you're like, oh no, like I just need another bra, or I need to have a double bra tonight. Or it could be that maybe you sweat through one of your garments and now it's like just like wet and like picking up stuff from your shoes and now you don't like that, so you want to switch. Or it could be that your tights ripped and you want to like replace that for a showcase. Or you just don't like the shorts that you wore because they're falling down, or you don't like the pants that you wore because they're falling down. So as a dancer, we know that we want to have stuff in our bag and we want to be prepared. This is one of those things that we're prepared for. And when we arrive to the studio and we dance and we don't need any of our backups, that's an amazing feeling because we don't get distracted, because we don't have to go to the bathroom in the middle of class and change, because we don't have to step outside to go to our car to go grab something and then come back in. It's a distraction that doesn't happen. The other thing that I notice with our outfits is like, okay, let's say that you didn't have your extra change of clothes, but you could be still uncomfortable. So that means that every dance move during the choreography, you're like pulling at your outfit and you're like pulling it down or you're pulling it up, and maybe it fits, but maybe you don't feel comfortable about it. Maybe it's showing more than you're used to. And so now you're pulling it down because you're seeing your reflection in the mirror and you haven't grown to be comfortable with that yet. So that's another instance where our outfit can distract us from what we're learning and what we're focusing on. Because if you're dancing and you're not focused on adjustments or a tampon string coming out, you're able to have more focus towards the choreography and towards your memory. Now, the next category is the song. So a lot of times you're going to come to the dance studio and you're not going to know the song. And a lot of times you're going to know the song. You're going to have thoughts about the song. You're going to like it. You might not like it. You might grow to like it. There are so many variations of song that come through. Sometimes you love a song, but the style that it brings out, it's like, whoa, that was intense. That's more energy than I thought that song even had. Or like it might be a slow song in your head, but the way that the choreographer sees it is in a faster way, a more up-tempo way. But in the case of you having your dance trifecta night, the song is hitting. And it could be that like you just understand it musically. Like you're like, oh, I hear that. I actually hear that. I love that. And it could be that you're not even a counter, but somehow that night counting makes sense. It could be that you don't normally listen to lyrics, but you hear the lyrics and you're able to perform the movements at the exact get the F there moments that they are. It could be that you know the song so well that you are so excited to do your improv because you know exactly which beats you're going to hit. It could also be that it's your favorite artist and you've been dying to bring that energy that this artist portrays for you. And all of that is so important because if you're thinking about it, dance is the physical representation of music. So when we're able to showcase these movements and not think twice about our song or our musicality or our counts or our lyrics or our beats, again, it's less of a distraction. We are more connected and we are more in the moment. I'm just like imagining the sound like happening because like it's very pleasant having these things just click in the middle of dance class. So Joshie, maybe you can add in that sound in. And the next category, the third of the trifecta, is the choreography. The choreography feels good in your body. You're able to articulate it. You don't really have a lot of spatial awareness questions. You're not like, oh, well, if I'm turning this up. You're not wondering. You're doing. And it feels good. It feels like it's part of you, which is actually, I'm just going to make a small tangent into improv. Improv is so beautiful because improv is bringing out the moves that are so you the most. They're so you that it's like you're writing a letter to your friend. Instead of writing words, you're dancing dance moves. And it's like, here, like, this is what my body does. Same as like, hey girl, how are you? Like, what's up? Improv is like our natural sentence structure that in words we have verbally, obviously, but in dance moves we have physically. And it's what's coming out of us in the most natural way so that we can do it on the spot. And that's what improv is. It's being able to just throw things out on the spot, thinking and getting more inspired by everything that we're doing. If you're finding inspiration from the song, because you know the song so well, you're able to articulate different movements. And if you know the song really well, that means that that's going to come really easy for you. And this is why it all plays into one thing, because if you know the song really well and you're doing the choreography well, chances are you're doing the choreography well because you know the song really well, or it's hitting you in a way where you can really hear it. Something like that is what's going to make the choreography easy. Because when you're learning a routine from a choreographer, they're bringing out what they hear in the music. You as a dancer are doing like a 3 translation. You're doing first, oh, I understand what she's hearing. Oh, I understand what the choreography is. Oh, let me put in my style into this like third layer cake. I mean, we love layered cakes, so this, we'll call it a cake too. You're putting your finesse on top of it. So again, the choreographer is like, ooh, I have these ideas. The choreography gets put together and the choreographer is like, this is what we're going to bring out on this beat. And when you hear this, that's when we're going to go down and we're going to be like, da 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 da. And then you're like, ooh, I like that. And I hear that too. And now my style of doing that move is actually going to be like a little like bouncier. I mean, it's all dependent on the choreography too, because there's going to be, of course, some choreography where they are not asking for your flavor on it, such as precision dance movement. Sometimes everything is just like exact and clean and don't change it. In this case though, where you're dancing recreationally, the likelihood of that happening is probably less. So we are encouraged to put our flavor in, and especially in improv, you're always asked to put your flavor in. So the trifecta, how cool. The song, choreography, and the outfit. And now let's talk about the fourth, because this is an important category, especially as we are aging, dancing adults, keeping dance in our routine. It's important to think about how we preserve our body and how it's about longevity, and it's not about like, let me do this now and like hurt myself while doing it just to say that I did it. That's not the point. The point is to nurture and care for our bodies so that we can make things last. I know, I mean, I have this like vision of myself as like this 85-year-old still like, I've got like this walker with like tennis balls under it, and I'm like putting the leg up over it, and I'm like doing a little thing, and like it's okay because it's low enough and I'm still gonna be okay with my hip. But like I see myself dancing for the entirety of my life. And if I'm not dancing, then I'm dead. So I am just so excited to bring this idea to people, because I think people think, I mean, I don't think people think, I know people think this because they've told me I'm too old to dance. I'm too old to learn that. And we've already had a podcast episode on that exact excuse. You are never too old to do something. You are maybe too old to do something a certain way. And that is why modifications are one of the best things that you can do for your body. And learning them as a beginner dancer is tricky, because it's kind of like learning as a kid 2 languages, being bilingual, because you're learning English and you're learning Spanish. Okay, cool. And when you're learning dance and you're learning the language of modifications, which means you're learning how to ask for modifications and you're learning how to find them for yourself, so you can say, she's doing that and I can change that. Whether it's the actual move or whether it's taking some moves out so that you can do your get the F there moments. This could be its own episode of a podcast, and we have like little glimpses. Yep. We've had little glimpses of all of these different ideas into their own. And really, the point of it all stays the same. Dance, similarly to walking, is something that humans do. It's something that like we were born to do. We were born to have movement. So if you know how to bring movement into your own body at any age, congratulations. You figured it out. You figured out the quad. You figured out the quadfecta, the quafect. That sounds like a quahog. All of these categories contribute to you having a successful night. And when you're having successful nights on the dance floor, if we go back to the episode around New Year's about the rule of thirds, episode 84, you want to be really, really great at something. You want to be working on something, and you really want to be challenged with something. So if you're challenged by all of it, that's not going to be a successful night. If your outfit is distracting you, if you're having trouble with the musicality, if the choreography isn't hitting, if your body's hurting, that's going to wear on you. And you're going to leave that night thinking dance might not be for you. And it is. It's only you get to learn first how to work it in your favor. One of the ways is going to be looking out for these moments and, of course, celebrating them. So the first time you have one of the 3 or one of the 4, you're going to be like, ooh, I felt good in my outfit. That felt good for me. And you're going to hold that and take that and know what that feels like, so that when you feel it again, you're building momentum, as opposed to just being like, okay, another night that felt good. No, we're going to take that and we're going to use it so that we feel even better in each class, compounding these feelings so that we feel even better. So then the next time, maybe you feel your outfit being awesome, and then you're like, whoa, that musicality felt easy for me. Now you have 2 things. You have like 2 like stars that you're going to be like taking with you, and it's going to be contributing to you, again, having success that night. The more times you're able to bring success into your dance night, the better you're going to become at dance, because those successful nights make you want to come to dance again. The nights where it's very unsuccessful, where you feel like you're going to cry, those are the nights where you're like, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know if I can do this. And you can do it. You just need a good cheerleader. No, I'm kidding. You just get to find what each category means. Sometimes when you're beginning dance, you might think that doing good at dance is getting all the steps. And we've shifted that a couple podcasts ago to now saying it's not actually about the steps, is it? It's about me being able to go to the studio when I had a rough day. It's about me being able to be social when I haven't had any human contact all week. It's about me feeling like I'm able to just be in a space where I don't have to think about anything else that I have to do. Those sentences, if you were able to say those moments when you're able to say that at the end of class, you've had a successful night. And this is what can happen at the same exact time. You having a successful night in that regard and really not getting the steps. That can be something that you look for because it's something that exists. I have my students telling me now, like, I don't even think I got the choreography tonight, but I had so much fun. And here's why. Chances are they've had something from the trifecta listed. Either their outfit felt awesome, they were jiving with the musicality, they got the choreo in certain parts, and maybe their body just felt good, or they knew how to work around their body. So something that is important for you to take with you is that not every class hits. Remember, consistency is up and down and up and down, and overall, it's just this like beautiful ascending line that's like eventually coming up over time, just like the housing market, just like stocks and bonds. This is how it works. It's eventually going up, but there are dips. It's the same way with your experience. There are going to be nights where it dips, and there are going to be nights where it spikes. And the nights that spike are really exciting. And I want you to get so excited about those. And if it hasn't happened yet, it exists. It's coming for you. Whether you're ready for it or not, be ready. Because as soon as it happens, you're going to be so excited about dancing more often because that feeling is so exciting. Now, it might be helpful to know what to do when this isn't happening for you. So let's say you get to a night where it's not hitting. And that's going to happen. What can you do? Well, one is just to say like, okay, well, I made it, and find the great things that happened that night. Maybe you discovered a new song. Maybe you got out of the house. Maybe it was movement for the day. Check, 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 check. And it could be that you haven't trained yourself yet to find where all of these categories are hitting. So this is how we make changes. So if you're noticing like, actually, I feel really uncomfortable every time in my outfit. Now it might be time to have some type of intervention with yourself. There's a couple of different ways that this can go. For example, if it's not hitting, right? Like it could be some work that you get to do with the mirror in your body and potentially your therapist. It could also be that you're so shocked and you haven't seen yourself in that way. Like the way that I wear clothes when I'm out in public, I'm like, why am I wearing so many clothes? Like take this off me. Where are my butt cheeks? Like I like booty shorts and I don't like clothes. I don't know. So I feel like kind of too professional sometimes when I'm like wearing things that cover me. But like I also like cozy clothes, so that's like a whole different category. But I mostly mean like when I'm wearing like pants and a shirt, I'm like, ooh, like it doesn't feel like me. So you wearing lingerie or fishnets or a crop top even, or even like shorter shorts than normal or shorts in general, that might not feel like you. And it's a process of doing maybe some mirror work and getting yourself used to it and seeing it. And I've gotten myself a little used to it too. Like I was wearing a sweater and it was like here, and I was like, okay, like I'm adjusted, I think now. Like before I used to really like look things, and I still do. It's mostly clothes. Yeah, it's mostly like clothes. I don't like clothes. DJ outfits, like I love going out and wearing like one of my DJ outfits, my dresses and stuff like that. But it's like, I don't know. I've done my own work on these clothes, which is just funny because it's like putting on clothes. And in this case, it could be just taking off clothes and seeing yourself, seeing your body, seeing your alignment. Why do we wear clothes like that? Well, it's because we like to see alignment in dance. It's the same way a ballerina wears a leotard. It's the same way a strut dancer, aka a heels dancer, wears, booty shorts and a crop top, fishnets, whatever the case. So when you aren't feeling it, okay, well, this is something I can turn to in my off hours. I sometimes have my students say like, oh, what can I work on at home? What kind of moves can I work on at home? Actually, sometimes it's not that you can work on moves at home. Of course you can. Sometimes it's like work on your mindset at home. Take a look at yourself in the mirror and say, you're so beautiful. You did this yesterday and I admire you for that. And you're talking to yourself, but it's great practice to be able to tell yourself great things because I know deep down in there you're telling yourself horrible things. The only reason why I know that, because people tell me. My students tell me how mean they are to themselves. Another thing that you can do is you can listen to the music that you listen to at the studio and you can break it down and you can be like, oh, I hear that beat that she was talking about. There'll be so many times where I'll point out that like deep part of the music that like a trained ear gets to hear. And then it takes a while. I'm like, do you hear it? Do you hear it? And they're like, oh my God, I hear it now. That stuff's hard to hear. So you can work on some of that at home. And on those nights where it's not hitting, you might take that information, bring it home and say, okay, here's your homework. Here's what I get to work on. This is where I can put my effort. It might be that the choreography is so tricky because of transitions. And then you're like, oh, well, now I know what I can focus on, transitions. And if your studio has a class like we do called Tips, Tricks, Transitions, and Technique, well, you could go to a class like that and work on that. So I hope that this gives you some excitement to look forward to. The dance trifecta, remember again, it's the song that's hitting, the outfit that's hitting, the choreo that is hitting, and our fourth little add-on is that your body feels good. Your physical body feels good. And if this is your first time listening to this podcast, welcome. Thank you so much. And if this was helpful, it would mean the world to me if you shared this on your Instagram, on your story, somewhere where another dancer just like you can find it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the dance floor.